Your career has a quiet update cycle running in the background. New tools appear, expectations shift, and the work evolves. When you build a habit of continuous learning, you're updating yourself along the way so nothing ever catches you off guard. You stay in sync with what's changing because you've already been preparing for it in small, steady ways. One way to begin is by staying aware of how your environment is evolving. Sometimes it's a new approach your team is testing, or a different kind of project landing on your desk, or even topics that start appearing more often in conversations. These early cues help you adjust naturally so you're ready for the transition by the time it arrives. Another strategy to stay attuned to these shifts is to curate what you pay attention to. You're already reading messages and updates throughout the week. The goal is to make sure some of that input gives you a clearer view of where your field is heading. Choose a few sources that consistently offer insights, people whose perspective you trust, newsletters that spark new thinking, or communities that explore challenges connected to your work. From there, it becomes easier to decide what's actually worth learning. Not every trend requires your attention. A helpful question is whether a skill supports the types of problems you're solving now or the ones you expect to solve soon. Another is whether learning it would expand your capabilities in a notable way. When a skill meets that criteria, it usually has a natural place in your growth. Once you've found a capability worth developing, the next step is weaving it into your existing work. Effective learning doesn't usually happen in large blocks of time. It happens in small applications. Practice regularly. If you're exploring a new analytical tool, use it with a data set you already work with. If you're building facilitation skills, offer to guide part of an upcoming meeting. If you're learning a new system or workflow, transition a simple task into it. These small steps help the skill become part of your approach, not an extracurricular project. Practicing inside real work also builds judgment, including when to use a skill, how to adapt to it, and what makes it effective in different situations. Those instincts develop through experience, not through theory alone. And the work you produce while learning adds value along the way, which helps your growth become visible in a natural, supportive way. Feedback plays an important role in this process. You can learn a lot by observing colleagues who are strong in the skill you are developing. Notice how they organize their thinking, what they prioritize, and how they make decisions. When you want input, ask questions that reveal their process. What helped you decide to approach it this way? Or what would make this stronger? Specific questions lead to specific guidance, and that guidance accelerates your growth. Another helpful habit is sharing what you're learning. Explain a new concept to a teammate or walk through how you approached a task you helped solidify your understanding. It also makes your developing capability visible to others without feeling performative. You're simply offering something useful you've discovered. Staying ahead of industry shifts works in a similar way. You broaden your perspective by engaging with people who see different parts of the work. Conversations with colleagues in adjacent roles can reveal early signals you might not see within your own team. If you're in operations, talk with someone in analytics. If you're in marketing, connect with someone in product or customer success. These interactions help you notice changes earlier and understand them more deeply. Look at job descriptions for roles you might consider in the future. You're not searching because you want a new job, you're searching for patterns. When a skill begins appearing regularly in positions connected to yours, it's a sign that it's becoming more valuable in your field. Recognizing those shifts early gives you time to develop the skill gradually, long before it becomes a baseline expectation. Over time, these small practices form an infrastructure for your learning. A few trusted information sources, a little reflection each week, one capability you explore more deeply each quarter, ongoing conversations with people who see the work from different angles, occasional opportunities to teach what you know. None of these steps require dramatic effort, but together they create a rhythm that keeps you evolving in ways that feel natural and grounded. The benefit of this approach is steady readiness. When your team adopts a new tool, you already understand the broader landscape around it. When your organization shifts directions, you have the context to adapt without feeling rushed. When expectations grow, you've been building the foundation for that growth for months. You're not catching up, you're continuing a path you've already started. And it's important to remember that learning has seasons. There will be times when you're actively developing a new skill and times when you're applying what you've learned without adding something new. Both are part of the progress. You don't need to learn at full intensity all the time. You just need a pattern that keeps your growth moving forward in a sustainable way. This week, choose a few trusted sources, set aside some time to notice what themes are emerging, and pick one capability that aligns with where your field is heading. Bring it into your work in small, steady ways. Stay curious, stay open, and let your learning evolve alongside the work you're doing.